Okay. Okay. Make sure that's still all right. That's good. Okay. So, what's going to make you look older than crow's feet? Mobility. So, let's see what we can do. Why don't we take care of our spine like we do our teeth and our wrinkles and all those other? Because our spine's not on our face. If it's on our face like our teeth or our wrinkles that make us feel old, then we would be taking a little better care of our spine. But we don't want to wait, you don't wait till your teeth fall out to take care of them. So we don't want to wait till our back goes out to take, which is typically when someone will. Like, I know my back went out this weekend. So I'm in here to see the doctor. But I don't want to wait that long. I want to be in here getting maintenance. And also, well, we'll get into it later, actually getting my back straight so that I can get into a maintenance program. We'll get to that later. So we can take preventative steps to make sure your back doesn't go out. And are you going to, it says here, take a gamble that you're going to live past 50. Would you take the steps? Of course you think you're going to live past 50, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, and the people in your family are going to live past 50. So, why is it so important to take these preventative steps concerning your spine if you live past 50? Well, for one thing, you can get a new crown on your tooth, or you can even get a new implant, new teeth, whatever. You can't do that with your spine. Okay, you might even get a kidney or a heart or a lung. You can't do that with your spine. You can't even get a new vertebrae, much less a new spine. So, if you don't take care of your spine, there's no turning back. That's it. That's all you. This is all you get. And this isn't limited to just, obviously your spine is down here, but neck pain. A third of the people over 50, my age, have neck pain bad enough, to be referred to the doctor or go to the doctor. 85% have a back pain, usually lower back, bad enough to go to the doctor. So with those kind of numbers, it's obvious that we need to be taking care of our back. Well, what do you say, what if I just let nature take its course? Well, let's see what happens if we just let nature take its course. On this graph, it's 10, 20, 30, 40. That's how old you are. So you're about in there, about 20, right? Mm-hmm. This is your mobility. From 0 to 100%. That's when you're going to be most mobile. So you're real close to yours right now, because around 23 years of age, you hit your peak mobility. Okay? Here I am, about 60, and I would have lost 25%. I'm down to 25% of my mobility that I had when I was 23. Now that's not true because I've done things to keep that. But if you follow a norm, you just let nature take its course. You go up to 100%. By the time you're 50 years old, you've lost half of your mobility. And the chances of you living to 80 are awfully good. And you've lost a whole lot of mobility by then. It says about all of it. And we don't want that. And getting to 100, if we really get to 100, we don't want those kind of numbers. And we don't want that for our family either. So, can we do anything about it? Is it too late? Well, definitely not too late for you. It's not too late for me. If you want to change this scale, how do we change this scale? Well, we do some things. If you'll do what the doctor says, then when you get to be 40, instead of that scale starting to take a real tumble, 35, 40, it's going to stay pretty steady over here until about 80. And hopefully by the time you're that age, there'll be something to keep it going on out to 100. So, how do we get this scale to quit nosediving like that and for you to be fairly mobile until you're well past 70? Well, there is a plan, and you can do it. Okay. You've already waited till you reached the point that you had pain before you came in, right? Okay, so we don't want to go through that again. We don't want to take that approach. But the good thing is you are here. You're getting care. What are you laughing about?
Congratulations. Let's do it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now that you started care, like it says, and been used to waiting until your skeletal system is in bad shape before you do it, we're not going to do that. Pain is, like it says there, pain is always the last thing to show and the first thing to go. So just when the doctor gets you out of pain, that's just the beginning. Then I'm going to show you here in a second what we need to do after that. To change the scale, you need to do these three things. Pain relief, which you're in right now, and hopefully we're going to get that. This is the big one, stabilization. And then maintenance. Maintenance is easy. Usually maintenance is the most difficult thing. If you have a house or a car, it's hard to keep maintenance. In this scenario, maintenance, stabilization is the hard. It's the most costly. It's the most intensive, where you got to come in all the time. Finally, when we get your back straight, get it stabilized, then we can maintain it fairly easily. So let's see what that calls for. In the pain relief part, did you get introduced to the term subluxation already? When they're out of whack and not where they belong, that's called subluxation. And what happens is your nerves, like let's say everything to your liver goes through right here. Well, if those are out and it's pinching, it's just like a hose pinching. Not as much water goes through. Well, not as many nerve impulses go through, so your liver starts to suffer. So when the doctor gets those straightened up and those nerve impulses start flowing again, just like the water hose, then your body starts to heal itself. Before that, your body is at dis-ease. You gotta wonder if that's not where they didn't get the word disease. I guess that is, you know, it's Latin, that's where it comes from. And then this, if you don't take care of these subluxations, you'll get degeneration, which,
I think that's what I'm
yeah, which commonly that's arthritis, and you know, someone might is going to have some form of arthritis. It's just kind of a catch-all term, but you don't want to start that. You know, you want to prevent that arthritis from starting, that degeneration. So the solution, adjustments, and you've been going through those to relieve the pain. You got to relieve that pressure from the spine, and the doctor's going to gradually move your spine back to where it ought to be, to where you know it was before the problems began, and you're going to have pain relief. But this is only the beginning. Don't stop here, because phase 2 is so important. Your body thinks wherever your spine has gone to is where it wants it to. I mean, your body's the one that pulled it there. Okay, or got it to go there. Maybe it was some trauma. But now you got to get it back. Well, it's going to take a while to get it back. And you say, well, why isn't it just all of a sudden? Or why do I have to keep going through this? Well, once we get it there, we got to get your body to think, okay, this is where my spine belongs. This is where it ought to be. And just like you wouldn't go into the gym and lift weights one time and think, I'm going to be Miss Olympia. Okay? And you wouldn't go to the dentist and think, okay, 2 or 3 visits, I'll have straight teeth and I'll be done. Well, maybe you're what you think, but that's not going to happen. It takes forever. I know mine took years, literally. And then you have to wear a retainer the rest of your life. And that's kind of what this is. To retain it, we have to maintain. So what does that mean? It means come back about once a month or whatever, you know, the doctor orders, maybe less, you know, for some of us, like maybe 6 weeks. And not only this is easier, because you know how long adjustments take. I mean, you went in there and got one and came right back. Plus, it's not very expensive. You know, this is the least expensive, the least time consuming. Once you get through the maintenance, where you're getting everything back in order, stage 2, once you get to this, then life is pretty easy. But you do want to maintain. You don't want to let your back slip back into those bad habits. So you're thinking, oh, I don't know if you're thinking this because you're young, but a lot of people think, oh, the chiropractor's going to get you in there, and he's going to have you coming back for life. Well, yeah. Did your dentist, the last time you saw him, say, well, now you're done, don't come back unless there's a problem someday? No, they didn't say that. They said, let's have a checkup in 6 months or a year. Your eye doctor, well, maybe you don't have an eye doctor, but still you have to get your eyes checked once in a while, and that's exactly mine. If you know, at least every year because they keep getting worse, just like a lot of people. So it would be malpractice not to, for my eye doctor to keep after my eyes, for my dentist to keep after my teeth, and for my just family practitioner to give me a checkup. And the same with you. So yes, we do want to maintain your back for the rest of your life, so we're going to keep in contact with you. We can't remove your wrinkles like it says there. We can't make your teeth stay white, but we can make it so you can work and play and live a quality life and stay young the first 100 years. Now, I know you're probably thinking, and I know you've helped your family come in, that, hey, what about my family and friends? Can this scale be changed for them? Well, you're a smart girl. You know that's true for anyone, right? Okay. So, another thing you want to think about is, I think there ought to be a chiropractor in the maternity ward. I know there ought to be at hospitals, because children go through so much trauma coming out of that birth canal. I guess if it was all perfect and straight and it was an easy shot, fine, but that doesn't happen too often. Yeah. And it's also been proven that women who have spinal adjustments have like spend half the time in labor of other women. So it's a good thing for the mother to have spinal adjustments, and as soon as the baby comes out, to be checked out, make sure the baby didn't have some spinal problem or create some spinal issues coming out the canal. So this is one of the best investments you can make in your retirement years, or your family's retirement years, is keeping your spine straight. And if someone in your family, I know you've already done this, but if someone in your family or friends comes in, it's the same deal. It does cost $20 for the myovision that you got in that room, and the x-rays you got in that room, and the doctor going over all that. That's still a heck of a deal, $20. It's like a $400 value. $20, that all goes to the 2 playgrounds. You know, the playgrounds they're building at the 2 different parks. So, which is a heck of a deal. And that means the doctor is not getting anything for any of that. I'll go back to that last screen. So, any questions?
Nope.
No. Well, and I hope your spine is feeling better, and that you're soon on to the maintenance schedule. I know I'm getting close to the maintenance part, but not quite there yet. You're not even close. Okay.
This is my first week.
Well, thank you, Mystic. So glad you're here. And now, why don't you move on over to the therapy room, because I think they're ready for you there. Thank you, Mystic.